Hi, everyone. Looks like I'm live. I am just gonna make sure everything's looks good. If you're jumping on, if you could let me know. Okay, it looks like it's working. Awesome. If you could let me know if you can see me and hear me and where you're coming in from. That would be great. Actually, let me see. Maybe I can check my sound real quick here. If you're okay, I think it's working. But if you guys could let me know, that would be awesome. Oh, there's Jim. Hi, Jim. Can you hear me okay, Jim? Let me know. Southwest LaBelle, Florida's community page. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. Hi, you guys. Hi, Peter. Good to see you guys on here. I know this was totally last minute, so I appreciate. I don't foresee there being a ton of people on here, but hey, Caleb. Caleb is here from East Central Illinois. All right, yeah. So like I said, I don't think there'll be a ton of people on because this was so last minute, but you know, as Monday gets closer, we're starting our 30-day content challenge on Monday. And I was just thinking about some questions that people have had, plus just some things that I thought might help as we get closer. And so regardless of whether or not you have already registered for the 30-day challenge, this is, you're welcome to ask questions because maybe you're trying to figure out if this is something that you want to register for. So I'm just going to explain a few things, and feel free to just put your questions. I'm just cleaning off my glasses. Feel free to put your questions in as, anytime, and I will answer those as well. Okay. So for anybody that's watching this live or on the replay, by the way, if you're watching the replay, write replay in the comments so that I know after the fact that you were here. And so just to let you guys know, just in case you aren't aware, there's a 30-day content challenge starting on Monday, this coming Monday, the day after tomorrow, January 18th. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, let me see. I think I have a banner I can put up. Yeah, here we go. If you want more information about it, you can just go to this page that's shown here in this banner. But anyway, it's going to be a really great way to really get into action around content. If you are wanting to really kickstart your presence online, whether it's on a particular platform or across multiple platforms, this is going to be a really good way to do it. Because you're going to be given, if you've already registered, you were given 2 different PDFs. One of them has 30 daily prompts on it. One of them has 80, plus a link to another place where you can go to find out about daily events. Like Monday is Martin Luther King Day. So, some of you might want to do content on Monday around Martin Luther King Day. And anyway, between the 80, the 30, and that page with all the daily events, there's tons and tons and tons of ideas for content. So if you are looking for a way to just do a bunch of content in a short period of time, 30 days, and be supported by a community of people that are also doing the same thing, and to be able to ask questions. And I'm going to be posting a lot of I'm doing the 30-day challenge myself, so I'm going to be doing 30 pieces of content as well. And a lot of my content is going to be about content marketing, so there'll be a lot of really helpful tips in there for you as well. So if you haven't registered yet and you're interested in doing that, you can do that at this link. All right, so let me see. I have a couple of the questions and a couple of other things that I want to go over. Let me bring the comments back up so that I can see if you guys ask any questions. So, all right, so the first question is like, what platform should I be posting content on? So over the course of 30 days, the goal is that you're going to be posting one piece of content per day. And that piece of content can be on, like, you get to choose. Like, so you can say, like, I'm going to do Facebook, YouTube, email, and Instagram. You know, like you can choose what platform or platforms you want to do. So you can do multiple platforms, or like if you're really interested in just like really, really jump starting a particular platform, like let's say you just started a YouTube channel and you want to get a whole bunch of content up on your YouTube channel to get it like really like kick it into gear, then maybe you want to do 30 YouTube videos in 30 days and just focus on that. So it's really up to you. And also just keep in mind, and I'll talk about this more like as we get into the challenge, because I don't want to overwhelm you right now, but also keep in mind that sometimes when we create a piece of content, we repurpose it across multiple platforms. So for example, when I create a YouTube video, I also put it on my blog and I also send it out to my email list, right? So I'm not just putting it on YouTube and not telling anybody about it. So, you know, so you might be doing multiple platforms just, you know, in that sense. But as far as which platform you should be posting on during the, sorry, my dog just came in from a walk with my daughter and he's slurping up water right now. He drinks a lot of water, so I'm sorry if that's really loud. So anyway, it's up to you, but I would suggest, like, before Monday, just kind of getting clear about the platforms that you want to create an online presence on. So it could be platforms that you're already on, or it could be a platform that you want to, you know, really start to be seen on that you aren't seen on right now. But one place to start when you're thinking about the platforms is like, where do you currently hang out? Are there certain platforms that you like to hang out on? Because I can tell you right now that you're going to have the most success on the platforms where you like are inspired to be and you like to be. And then the other thing to think about is, where is your target audience? Like, you know, like I've been doing some TikTok videos, but I will tell you right now that like so far my TikTok videos get like hardly any engagement. But if I take the same TikTok video and put it on Facebook, it gets a lot more engagement because my people are on Facebook, and Facebook is like where I've, you know, been hanging out for a long time or whatever. So I'm trying to get established on other platforms, but my people aren't, you know, haven't found me on there yet or whatever, because, you know, because I'm newer. So one of the things to keep in mind is like, where do you like to hang out? And then also think about where your people are hanging out. And, you know, if it's a combination of both of those, that's always a good way to do it. And then the other thing is like, is there a certain platform that you want to start to be seen on, that you want to build, that you want to grow? So in other words, maybe you just started a YouTube channel and you only have a couple videos on there. Maybe you have no videos on there and you want to create 30 videos to get your YouTube channel off the ground. Great. So then for you, you'll be focusing on YouTube. Okay. So as far as what platform, it's totally up to you. And it can be one platform, it can be multiple platforms. And like I was saying, it could be like one piece of content that you share on multiple platforms, or it could be like some days you're doing a Facebook Live and other days you're doing a YouTube video. Some days you're posting a quote on social media and other days you're writing a blog post, right? So it could be completely different content on different platforms as well. So that's really up to you. And I really want to recommend that you guys go to, I just posted a video a couple days ago about how to organize your content. And I did it using Trello because that's the tool that I use. And you don't have to use Trello, but I just kind of gave you a bunch of different ideas about how to organize your content. And some of the ideas have to do with like the platforms. But in any case, that video is going to be really good tool for you to watch. It's only like 14 minutes long or something, but it has a lot of different ideas for different ways that you can organize your content, because it's kind of good to know ahead of time. You can fly by the seat of your pants and know nothing ahead of time, but it's kind of nice to have a game plan, right? So if you watch that video that I posted about Trello, you can kind of like lay out how you want your 30 days to go. Okay, so as far as the prompts, the way that this is going to go with the prompts, so I gave you, when you join the 30-day challenge, you get instantly taken to 30 days worth of daily prompts, right? And it says day 1, day 2, day 3, like that. I just want to make sure that you know that you do not have to use the prompt for any given day. This is up to you. You get to post whatever content you want to post. So I did it that way just to make it easy so that if people want to do it that way, they can. But like I said, between that PDF, like say on day 1, you want to post the prompt that's on day 8, totally fine. Or maybe you want to pull something off of the other PDF that I gave you guys that has the 80 reusable content ideas on it. Like maybe there's something on there that you want to use on day 1 or on day 2 or whatever. So you get to pick which prompts you use when, or you can create your own. Like you don't have to use any of the suggested ones. Like those are just, I just wanted to give those to you so that you don't have to, if you don't know what to post, you have plenty of ideas that where you could just pull an idea off of one of those PDFs really easily. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. And then the other thing that I want to mention is that, okay, the way that this is going to work. So if you have joined the challenge, then you are in the Facebook group that goes with the challenge, which is my Online Marketing Growth Hacks for Entrepreneurs Facebook group. That's where the challenge is going to be taking place. So if you join the challenge, but you haven't joined that Facebook group yet, make sure you join that group. And if you're in the group, then, this is going to make sense. What we're going to be doing each day, there's going to be a thread. It's going to say like day 1 or day 2. And there's going to be a thread in there where people can, after you post your piece of content, you can share in that thread. I'm going to invite everybody to share a link to their content so that we can all syndicate each other's content. And that's also going to help. So not only are you posting something, but you're getting some engagement on it, because the other people in the challenge, we're all going to help each other with that. So if you do a Facebook Live, other people can go and leave comments on it. Or if you do a YouTube video, other people can go and give it a thumbs up and leave comments on it. So you're going to be invited every day, and you don't have to share your content publicly like that, but I recommend doing it because A, it's good for accountability, but 2, we can all help syndicate each other's content for 30 days. That's going to help a lot to just get the engagement. That's, not only are you going to be pushing out the content, but you're going to get the engagement too. So every day in the Facebook group, make sure you look for the day 1, day 2, day 3. And once you get your piece of content done, you can leave a comment underneath the day and link to that piece of content. Does that make sense? So that other people can go engage with your content. So, the goal is that everybody's putting out 30 pieces of content and everybody's getting lots of engagement at the same time by the other people in the group. We're all going to help each other out. So I just wanted to point that out. So you definitely want to stay plugged into the Facebook group for the entire 30 days. What else? Okay. The other thing that I just want to mention is when it comes to content, do not overthink this. Do not put too much pressure on your content. In other words, don't feel like every day your piece of content needs to be like a Nobel Prize winning piece of content. It does not. Just know that as you go through the day, every day, like as you get in the habit of creating content for your audience to serve your audience, what's going to start to happen in your life as a content creator and as a content marketer is that you're going to always have ideas for content. You're going to constantly be coming up with ideas for content. It's not like, we're not trying to find the perfect, best, amazing, most amazing idea. We want to use all of our ideas. Because if you're inspired about a certain idea, it's for a reason. And that's why that video that I posted about how I organize my content on Trello, like, I don't know what I would do without Trello because I get so many ideas for content that I need to have somewhere to put them, right? So anytime you get an idea, you can use all the prompts I gave you, but you're going to start to have your own ideas too. And anytime you get an idea, put it on your Trello board or whatever way that you want to use to organize your content, but just keep track of your ideas so that each time you want to create a piece of content, you can go look at your Trello board or your spreadsheet or whatever, however you organize it, and pull one of your ideas off. But don't put too much pressure on your ideas, okay? Don't overthink it or feel like, one idea is, it's not good enough or it's not an astronomical of enough of an idea for you to actually make a video about it. That's never the case. And especially when you're doing 30 pieces of content in 30 days, like you're going to want to use all your ideas. So I just wanted to mention that as a tip. I see a couple questions coming in here. So let me see what I got here. Let's see. Craig says, when you do a video, do you optimize each one like it's taught? Yes, I do. I optimize all of my YouTube stuff. That being said, for the sake of the 30-day challenge, if you're new to YouTube and you don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. Right now, this is about getting in the habit of creating content and getting a bunch of content out there. And, if you don't have HBA Premium or you haven't learned how to optimize your videos yet, you can always go back later and optimize them for the search engines. Right now, for the sake of this challenge, like if you know how to do it, then absolutely do it. I always just do it as I go, and then it's done. But if you don't know how to do it, don't worry about it. Just focus on creating the content for now. And then like down the road, when you learn how to optimize, you can go back and optimize the content that you've already created. If that makes sense. Jim says, is there a theme for the content or could I share my new game channel? There's no theme for the content. So if you look at the, did you get the 30 days of prompts and the 80 reusable ideas? So those are not niche. None of those are niche specific. So you could tailor those prompts for your game channel, or you can come up with your own. But no, there's no theme. This is for anybody in any niche that just wants to start to really create a presence online by creating 30 pieces of content. So if you have a new channel, and I'm guessing, Jim, is that a YouTube channel, your game channel? So if you have like a brand new YouTube channel that's a game channel and you haven't really done anything with it yet, this is going to be a perfect opportunity for you to just start blasting out 30 pieces, 30 videos. Like I would suggest, if you're trying to get that channel off the ground, if it's a YouTube channel, I don't know. You can answer me in the comments, but I'm assuming it's a YouTube channel. I don't know. But if it is, like what I would say is if you're committed to like growing that channel and you really want to get it off the ground, then one thing you could do is just do 30 YouTube videos for that channel for the sake of the challenge and just focus on that. Like I said, you can totally pick one platform and just focus on the one thing, like just focus on YouTube or just focus on Facebook or just focus on Instagram, whatever the channel, TikTok, TikTok, a lot of people are having a lot of success on TikTok, right? And there's a learning curve to it. There's a learning curve to any channel, right? Any platform. So that's why this 30-day challenge is going to be really helpful, because regardless of what platform or platforms you're choosing for the challenge, doing 30 pieces of content is going to just help you to exercise those muscles and get used to using these platforms. And then by the end of the 30 days, a couple things. Hopefully, number one, you're going to be in the habit of creating content on a regular basis. Number two, it's going to take you a lot less time to create each piece of content, because you're going to have done it enough now that you've kind of figured out the platform or the platforms, and you kind of have it down to a science. Been recording and editing videos the last couple days. Awesome. And as I explained in that video that I was just referring to, my last YouTube video that I just put out a few days ago, that when you organize your content, you can literally have your whole 30 days planned out ahead of time if you wanted to. Like, you don't have to create the content day by day. You can literally like batch your content. And a lot of people do this. A lot of like really big marketers do this, where they have like 4 days per year that they sit down and they create like 30 videos at a time or whatever. And it's enough to last, you know, for a few months or whatever, if they're doing one video a week or whatever, but they shoot them all in one day. And then they have like their editors work on them and they just roll them out over time. So you could literally do that. Like Jim, you said that you've been recording and editing. So if you've been recording and editing, but you haven't posted those videos yet, you could literally like, you know, use like a content organization strategy like the one I shared in my last video, which is in the Facebook group, by the way. But you could lay out which day you want each one to go out with. Out on. And like I showed you how I use Trello to put like anything that goes with it. Like if you have a video, you could have your video description already written out. You could have your keyword research already done. You could have it all on your Trello card so that the day that you're ready to publish that video, everything's ready to go. You could even go as far as publishing the videos ahead of time unlisted and then just making them public on the day that you want each one to roll out. Because you don't really want to like, you know, publish 10 videos in a day. You're not going to get like, if you're trying to cater to your audience, think about that. Think about if I'm a member of your target audience and I want to learn from you, if you like put out 10 videos in one day, that's going to be overwhelming for me. Right. So you want to trickle them out, spread them out one day at a time. So you could figure out what order you want them to be in, and then you could just publish them in that order. And again, I'm not going to go into the whole like my content organization stuff because I just did that video about it that breaks down a bunch of different ways that you could organize it depending on how, you know, which way you want to do. But I keep referring to that video because I think it'll really help you kind of plan it out. Peter's asking, what do you use to edit your videos? I do all my stuff in Camtasia, but I have a Mac and I use Camtasia for Mac, but there's all kinds of different, iMovie is free if you have a Mac. And then on a PC, I don't even know what people use anymore because I haven't had a PC in so long, but there's free editing softwares and there's paid. Camtasia is a paid one that I've had for a really long time. And I use that for all my stuff. But, and because I've had it for such a long time, there's so many now that I don't even know about because I've had Camtasia for so long. And like now there's like, you can even do it on apps. Like when I shoot a video from my phone, I use Videorama. It's an app that I paid for on my phone. And it wasn't that much. I think it was like $15 or something. And I can add music and I can like splice up the video and I can use filters or, you know, I can put text over it. I can do all of that right from my phone. So that's called Videorama. And there's a lot of different apps that you can use on your phone too. So it just depends where you're shooting your videos from. But the thing I like about Camtasia is that I do a lot of screen sharing videos because I do a lot of tutorials. So in order to do a screen share where you can see my face and you can see the screen, that's what I like Camtasia for because it makes it really easy to do that. Jim says there is a decent editor called OpenShot that is free. Awesome. Is that for a computer or a phone, Jim? Yeah, I know that when I had a PC I was using, I'm trying to remember what it was called now. I was using something that was free and it was pretty good. I have no idea what it was called though, because I've had, it's been like 9 years or something since I've had a PC, so I don't remember, but there's definitely some good free programs out there. And then there's good paid ones too, but I know iMovie is pretty good. If you have a Mac, it's free. It comes with your Mac. Jim says the OpenShot is for a computer. I know there's one on a phone too I think it's called OneShot. Let me see. Because InShot. InShot is that one right there. And I don't even remember exactly what I use. I have so many video and photo editors on my phone that it's like kind of ridiculous. What I've found is the ones I pay for are the ones that I use more because once you get like the premium level of an app, then you can do like a lot more with it or whatever. So I just use Videorama on my phone for all my videos, even though I have a bunch of other ones that do specific things. And I like certain things for certain platforms. Like, for example, for Instagram stories, I post on my Instagram stories, even though I'm not as prevalent on Instagram. When I post on my Instagram stories, I have it set up so that it automatically shares to my Facebook stories. And Instagram stories and Facebook stories are two different lengths. Like Instagram is 15 seconds per clip and Facebook is 20 seconds per clip. So if I share it to Instagram first, it'll automatically work on Facebook, since, Facebook has a 20-second limit and Instagram has a 15-second limit. But if I shoot a video and edit it in Videorama, and I'll put like my website over it or add music to it or whatever I do, let's say it's a 2-minute video. Well, in order to share it to my stories, it needs to be in 15-second clips. And so I have an app that I use. It's called Cut Story, and it just cuts your video up into those clips so that you can upload them. What I found, if your video, especially if your video is over 2 minutes long, then you can't even upload it to Instagram stories. So that's why I use Cut Story. I've also found that if I try to upload a longer video all at once and let Instagram chop it up, sometimes the clips get mixed up and they're not in the right order. So I use Cut Story. Like, I have all these apps on my phone that I use for different things. All right, let's see. Jim says, yeah, I use Magic's movie editor. It's paid and it's awesome, but it's not free. Yeah. Yeah. I think, a lot of times we have to pay to get like all the features that we want. And, this is the thing. As an entrepreneur, there are some investments that we make, but the nice thing is, number one, they're all tax write-offs. And number two, like it is so worth it to have tools that we love. Because once you pay for it once, that's it. Now you own it, and you can, it's just going to make your life and your business that much easier. Okay, Jim has to go. You're welcome, Jim. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm not going to go on too much longer. I just want to see, does anyone else have any questions about the challenge? So I think I went over everything that I wanted to say. Think about what platforms you want to be on. Definitely watch that video that I just posted a couple days ago about how I organize my content, because I think that's going to be really helpful. And you can literally plan out your 30 days now if you want to, or you can figure it out day by day. It's totally up to you. And then I just wanted to make sure you guys know that there's going to be a thread every single day in the Facebook group where everybody can post their piece of content for the day, so that everybody can support each other and syndicate for each other, because that's going to help a lot. So that not only are you putting out content, but you're getting engagement with your content, because we're all going to support each other in that way. So that's going to be huge. So make sure that you're in the Online Marketing Growth Hacks for Entrepreneurs Facebook group, because that's where this is all going to be happening in community for 30 days starting on Monday. Caleb's got a question. If I have a Facebook quotes group, can I post quotes from that in a syndication group also? What kind of syndication group? Do you mean like the one I'm talking about, where we're going to be syndicating for each other for the 30-day challenge? Or I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a syndication group available on Facebook for that kind of thing. I don't know. I haven't done that. I've done YouTube syndication groups, but that's all I've done. And the type of syndication that I'm talking about for the 30-day challenge is just for the 30-day challenge. We're going to have a thread each day. You're going to see an image that says day one. And under that, you're going to be invited to share your piece of content for the day. So if you have a quote image in a group and you want people to engage with that, the one for the 30-day challenge. Okay, so if it's in a Facebook group, the only way that people are going to be able to engage with it is if they join your Facebook group. So not everybody's going to want to join your Facebook group. But what I would suggest is, I'm trying to think about this, because I don't know if you can share a quote from your group to outside of your group. But what I've always done is I would take the same quote image that you're putting in your group, and I would put it on my Facebook page, like my business page. And that way it can be shared. And if people really like it, it gets shared a gazillion times. And then I would have a link to, if the ultimate goal is to get people to join your Facebook group, I would include a link to the Facebook group in the description, not on the image, but like where you put in the text that goes with the image. When you put it on your Facebook page, you could say, for more quotes like this, join this group, with a link to your Facebook group. And this way it's on your Facebook page and now it can be shared. People can share it like a gazillion times. Like if you have it in your group, even if the people from our 30-day challenge do join your group and go over there and interact with it, they can't share it from your group. But if you put it on a page, then they can interact with it easily, and anybody that wants to can share it. And that's just going to get more, it's going to help get more engagement on that image. And if you have a link back to the group, it's going to drive more traffic to your group. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, you can share whatever content you want over the 30 days that you want people to interact with. But like I said, if it's private content, which it is, if it's in a group, people can't just interact with it unless they're a part of your group, and not everybody's going to want to join another Facebook group, right? So like I said, I would suggest making the content that you want to be syndicated for the 30 days be public content, whether it's on a Facebook page or a YouTube video or a blog post or something like that. I do that now, so I will paste the link like I do now. Cool. Yeah, I mean, anything that you post in a group is just the only people that are ever going to see that are people in the group, unless you take the same thing and put it elsewhere to drive people back to the group. And I wish if Jim hadn't just jumped off, I'd asked him to share a little bit about that, because he has been really successful at like taking his quotes from his group and posting them in other places on Facebook to drive people back to his group. He's really good at that. But anyway, I would suggest, since you have 30 days worth of syndication opportunities with the other people that are going through the 30-day challenge, I would definitely recommend sharing public content, because otherwise people aren't going to be able to syndicate it. Does anyone else have any other questions? Again, make sure that you watch that video that I just posted a couple days ago. When I jump off, I'll link to it in the description. So I know right now I'm streaming on YouTube and 2 different places on Facebook, but I'll go back and link to that video, since I keep mentioning it, because the reason I rolled it out before the challenge started was so that anybody that wants to try to get organized ahead of time has that. It'll also help you if you don't want to get organized ahead of time. It'll help you ongoingly to like have a place to keep your ideas and to organize your content, or to create a social media. I showed how to create a social media calendar and all kinds of different stuff. So that video is going to be really helpful. So if you haven't seen it, it is in the Facebook group, but I will also add it to the description to make it easy to find. Right. Not seeing any other questions. I'll wait a minute because I think there's a little bit of a delay. And I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover based on a couple of the questions that I've gotten and just some thoughts that I had. And like I said, I'm going to be in there every day, also just, giving you guys some tips. I'm going to be creating content that'll be helpful for everybody that's in the challenge as well. And this is something that's really, really near and dear to my heart. I've been a content marketer for a really long time, and it's how I generate leads and sales for my business. And it's something that I'm super passionate about. And I have a lot of things that I can share about it that can be helpful. So I will be doing that over the 30 days. So, and there'll be opportunity to ask questions along the way as well. So if you don't have any now, but some come up, no worries. And again, if you're watching the replay and you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments here, and I'll be sure and answer those as well. And then if you haven't joined the challenge yet and you want to register, this is the link to do that, amystarallen.com/content, and that'll take you to the registration page, and it's free. As soon as you join, you'll get access to the prompts that I was talking about. You'll get access to the Facebook group. And then you're also going to get a link to my YouTube channel, because I recommend that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, since that's where most of the content that I'm going to be posting over the 30 days is going to be going to my YouTube channel. And a lot of it is going to be relevant to the 30-day challenge. So I recommend doing that as well. Marco's asking, do we need a website to start the challenge? Nope. Like I said in the beginning of this Q&A session, you just want to decide, like, if you have a blog and that's where you want to be, that's the platform you want to focus on for the 30-day challenge, then that's what you would be focused on that. But you can choose whatever platform or platforms that you want to focus on for the challenge. So maybe you're just building a YouTube channel and you're just going to do 30 YouTube videos, or maybe you're just going to do 30 Facebook Live videos, or maybe you're going to do a combination of those two things. Or maybe you just started an Instagram channel and you're going to do 30 pieces of content on your Instagram channel to get that off the ground. Or maybe you just started a TikTok channel and you're going to do 30 TikTok videos, or any combination of any platforms. So you absolutely don't need a website. Having a website, if you're doing a blog, creating blog content is one of the options for where you can put your content over the 30 days, but you do not have to have a website in order to participate in this challenge, because there's so many other places to create content. And like I've said a million times before, it's important to have content where people, like, if people are searching, like, let's say you're in a network marketing company, right? There's a whole bunch of other people in that same network marketing company. So when there's a prospect that knows they want to join that company, what happens a lot of times is they will go and sponsor shop. So they'll go to the social media, like the Facebook page or the Instagram page or whatever, of who some of the leaders are in that company, or some of the people that they've heard of that are in that company or whatever. And if you have nothing on your page, they're likely to join somebody that is showing up consistently. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to have, to be consistent with your presence online, so that, people, when they're shopping around, that they can find you. But it's also, besides that, it's just good to have you showing up on a regular basis. You're just going to be that much more visible and easy to find when you're creating content. Let's see, I've got a comment here from Mike. When editing in Camtasia, do you have to sync your voice and video audio every time? I notice mine seems to be off each time by like 10 seconds. I really like Camtasia, just looking for a fix. So I don't have to sync mine. I have had the issue that you're talking about in the past. And Todd G has a workaround for this. He gave me a workaround. It's really super, super, super technical. But one thing that he taught me about it is that a lot of times the reason that it happens is because your computer is bogged down. So like, if you close out like a bunch of other stuff on your computer before you start shooting your video in Camtasia, that might help. I know you're using an older computer right now, Mike. I think you said while you're waiting for your new one, you had to go back to an older one or whatever. So that might be why. But it does happen to me from time to time. And I think it happens because I have like too many browser windows open or too many applications open on my computer when I'm using Camtasia. And it seems to be like that seems to be the culprit. But if you ask Todd G, he has some like really like technical, I couldn't even understand it. Like he sent me, I think he made a video that teaches it, and he sent me the video and I watched it and I was like, it was way over my head. Because he's like super, super, super techie, and I'm not. But there is some type of a fix for that he knows about. He can send you that video, or you might be able to find it on his YouTube channel, or you could just ask him and he could send it to you. Any other questions? Or as Mike would say, questions? Let's see. All righty. Well, I'll put this up one more time while I'm checking the comments. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions. Like I said, if any more questions come up, feel free to put them here in the comments. And if you're doing the challenge with us, I'm going to be in that Facebook group every day answering questions. And we're doing this together. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a lot of support. And, you know, it's a great way to kick off the new year and to start getting some visibility on some of your platforms. So feel free to let me know if you have any other questions that come up after we jump off. I didn't plan on keeping this too long today, so I think it's good to wrap it up. And I love you guys, and I can't wait for Monday. We're going to have so much fun. And so just stay plugged in with the Facebook group and look for the day one thread on Monday, and you'll be able to post a link to your piece of content in there, and we can all help each other and syndicate for each other. Marco's asking, this is a bit off topic, but are you using an app to show our question in real time? That's kind of cool. Yeah, this is platform. You can see it in the upper, I guess the upper right of your screen. It says StreamYard. I am streaming live right now in 3 places at once using a platform called StreamYard. And StreamYard, the cool thing about it is, even though I'm streaming on YouTube and in my Facebook group and on my Facebook business page all at the same time, I'm not on any of those platforms right now. I'm just in StreamYard, and all of the comments show up in StreamYard. So I don't have to be in 3 different places at once to see the comments. They all just come here, and it shows me where you are. Like you can see Marco on your picture, it has a Facebook, but if I put Mike, he's on YouTube right now watching this. So you can see where people are. But I get all the comments right here in StreamYard, and then if I click on it, it just shows up on the screen. Super fun. And, you know, it lets you put the banners up like this, and there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with it. Mike turned me on to it, Mike Hobbs. Okay. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you for showing up with me here last minute. And I will see you, you know, like I said, once I jump off, I'll go add the link to that video that I posted a couple days ago into the description to make it easier for you to find it. But I recommend watching that. Like I said, I think it's like 14 minutes long, and it'll really help you, give you some ideas about how to organize your content. And then you'll be ready to go for the 30-day challenge if you want to create a game plan for yourself ahead of time. Or again, even just to have a system in place moving forward that will help you stay organized in the future, so that every time you get an idea for your content, you have a place to put it so that you don't forget about it and you don't have to try to remember it in your mind. So not to mention, like I show in the video, I show you how I do, like sometimes I'll get my keywords ahead of time and put them on my Trello card so I have them once I get the video done and that kind of thing. So I showed you all of that in that video. All right, guys. Well, I will talk to you soon. I love you, and have a great weekend. Oh, one last thing. If you know anyone else that you think would benefit from doing this challenge with us, please feel free to invite them. Everybody is welcome. Again, this is the link. Just send them to amystarallen.com/content. They can register. They can do the 30-day challenge with us, and I'd love to have them in there with us too. All right. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.